Hi guys, welcome to my sewing space. So today I thought I would like to bring you around my sewing space a little bit more in detail, kind of tell you what I like about it and what is the current setup right now and how I actually work from this sewing space. Last time I think I made a quick video of my sewing tour, but this time it's going to be like a bit longer. I'm also going to show you snippets of like how I was tidying this up. So it's not always like this, and it wasn't like this. Of course, a sewing space or a quilting space is always a progress, so you always have something to add, always something to tidy, always something to organize, and it actually improves with the way you work. And the more you work in your space, the more you know what actually works for you. So some of my organizations might actually work for you, so if you are inspired to kind of go ahead and tidy your room as well, organize your room, some of these tips might be useful. But either way, enjoy this tour, and I hope that I get to sew sometime soon, because I'm actually 7 months pregnant right now. I am in nesting mode. I don't know, I just feel like tidying up a lot. Let's go. So we'll start with this corner right now. So right now I am in my sewing space slash my kids' bedroom, because they have a bed right here on the other corner, and some of their stuff is on that corner, and the door is on the other corner. So I have two corners of my sewing space, and this is one of the corner, and the other one I will show you in a while. And then there's the other two corners are their beds and also the door. But it has worked so well so far, because we only have a 2-bedroom house, and this is how it actually works. My kids doesn't disturb any of my stuff, which is I'm thankful for that, and they have been growing up with it. I guess they're just not interested as much with all the little tidbits, so I'm really happy with that. So I just make sure that they don't touch all the the dangerous stuff, but they rarely do, so I don't worry about that too much. So I'm gonna show you this corner first. So this corner is where I have my quilt cabinet. So I actually painted this, and I blogged about it as well, so if you want to check that blog out, you can check down below. So I have here some of my mini quilts that I hang, and these are the one that people made for me. This one I made, and I played with feather quilting, and then this one is the one made for me in a swap. And also this one is English paper piece. Beautiful with the spiral quilting. This one is beautiful as well with the feather quilting. It's just gorgeous. And then I have some more right behind there. This is the one that I made. I actually want to move that, but I haven't moved it yet. And then some of them is at the back right on top, so I'll show you that right on top there. So on top of the cabinets, I actually have things that I don't use very often. So this one is things that I need to mend. I hate mending, so I should put all my clothes in one box, and I said to myself one day I'm going to take this box down and I'm just going to tackle it, but I never do. So there's lots of clothes in there that I need mending, and then in here I think, I'm not sure, I need a label on that, but that's not really that important. And I have a scrap box here because it just doesn't fit. And let's just go right into what's inside the cabinet. So inside the cabinet I have a finished quilt right here. So all of this is finished quilt, so I'll bring you a little closer to look at that. And then on top of here I have the quilt tops that need to be quilted, and this has worked so far. I love the cabinet. It's actually kind of like useful for me. I'm going to show you the one next to it. So what we have next to it is another wooden drawer, which I painted, and then I put a sticker, and the sticker didn't want to come off really well, so I'm going to kind of repaint it that. Inside here there are jumps and also some pre-cuts. So pre-cut fabrics, I store them in here. And then right over here I actually have a trolley that is from IKEA, and apparently the colors really match very well with the cabinet. I love that it matches. It's just perfect. So what I have in here is the top part is my work in progress. This is my blue quilt, blue sampler quilt, patchwork barn, and I have some more work in progress right down there. This is my table runner that I was quilting, and then there's also a hashtag quilt that I'm supposed to finish in fall, last fall, but now it's already coming to another fall since it's already summer in the US. And then there's a future project as well. Behind here I also have where I hang this fabrics that has already been ironed, so they're already flat, and I don't want to fold them anymore because I need to use them for the work in progress, because I don't really work on this like solo. I always work in between of other projects, so I like it that is here and available for me to actually work on it at any time. So let's have a look at this one right here. There I have a spinning cutting mat here, which I love. I use this for cutting small things, and it's just really portable that I can just bring it to my cutting table, or I can just cut from here if I need a quick cut. And then inside here I store all my pre-cuts. So some of them is not really that tidy. Inside here I still need to go through some of them, but I have some pre-cuts right here. I need to really work and use them a lot actually. So yeah, so that's my pre-cut in there, and I have some leftover battings here, and also some more pre-cuts right here, some bulb for my lightings, and yeah, and pretty much anything goes in the drawer. Alright, so I'm gonna show you what's inside the drawer and also underneath the cabinet, and let's get to that. So right now we are at the cabinets. Down here we have two drawers, which I love. The drawer is just really functional. The drawer is really functional. And here I have some of the templates that I use and some of the quilting rulers. I love it to put in here because they have small pieces, and I have some of the small pieces in the bag right here. This is the bag that I made from a quilting practice. So if you made a quilt sandwich, so this is a quilt sandwich actually, so you can see that that's a quilt sandwich that I practiced with, and then I backed it with some printed fabric, so now I can actually use it for a bag. Now you don't even know whether it's actually ugly or not ugly. See, this is all the practices that you can do, and then you can just do it on a really busy fabric like this, and you can't see whether your stitches is pretty or not, and the end result is actually just nice. So I have smaller rulers in here and smaller templates just to make sure that they are in place. So I put that there. Over here is, I have just emptied it, so now I just store some of my handmade purses. So just put that there. Underneath here, so we're gonna look at that. Underneath here we have some of the battings. I have some scrap battings that I use right here, and I put a label on. I also have some of them in that drawer. I haven't actually tidied up that drawer. Need to kind of like, you know, put things together. And then I have interfacing right here as well. So I'm gonna bring you closer to look at some of the scraps that I stored in here. So right under here I also have a pattern file where I store all the patterns. So these are where I store some patterns, that printed patterns from PDF patterns. So this is the batting that I was talking about, and have some interfacing right underneath there. And then here is some of my scrapbooking box, which I store some of the scrapbook stuff because sometimes I scrapbook, and some of the scraps that I have. So this is scrappy strips. These are all strips, so I'll show you a little bit. These are the scrappy strips. They're all different sizes, and I try to put them all aligned this way so that when I want to use it, it's like not that wrinkly. Scrappy strips. This is scrap paper, and there's also salvages. These are the salvages box, which I store all the salvages. I have a couple of projects
that I like to use this for. I have also a free tutorial on the blog on how to use this for a tote bag, which is a pretty tote bag. You should check that out too. And scrap fabrics, so these are smaller fabrics, so I have scraps like everywhere, but then some of them are sorted this way and some of them are sorted the other way. So I'm actually here now, so next to the quilts that I have finished, so these are all completed quilts. You can see here all the completed quilts, and then next to it I have a box of some work in progress and some of the fabrics that haven't even come out from the plastics yet. I need to sort this basket, but for now it's actually there. I have a white fabric right up there, and then up here I have two little baskets, and this one is for one project, and then this one I think is coming from another project. I just finished that. I probably need to put that back together. I have some small little HST right here, I think left over from my other projects, which I just do 2-in-1. So while I'm actually snipping, and I'm just making another HST out of it. And then here is some of the quilt tops that I need to work with. So the baby, my son's quilt top, and then there's this big blocks one, and I've already completed piecing the backing as well, so you just need to put that together. And this is a baby quilt that I made for a class actually. I need to work on that. And then this one has been basted, I just need to quilt it. This one as well, this one hasn't been basted, but I need to work this. So this is my work in progress, but quilt top finished. So at the back there I have some more scraps. Those are solids and some more fabric. Alright, let's go to the other side. Before we go to the other side, I want to show you my working space right here, which I have two tables. These are IKEA table. One of them is actually older than the other, so the color is a bit off. But then this is the new one that I bought. I try to keep down here clean so that I can actually just swipe it easily, because it tends to get dusty in the sewing space. I have my wool mat, pressing mat here. I love it. So thick and it's so portable. I have my small pressing iron, which I love as well. And this is where I cut, so I basically can actually just move around this anywhere I need to when I'm cutting. So these are scraps that I need to be sorted, and these as well. So these are just like things that I've just finished working with. I just put it right here, and it's actually kind of getting a bit high now. So I have a lot of this phone holders and also tripods, because I tend to actually just keep it there, because otherwise it would take me forever to actually set up for a video that I want to make, whether it's a tutorial or whatever. So I just try to keep them just right there, whatever they are. So next to it, so this is where I cut and this is where I sew. So basically just next to it, this is where I sew. So basically kind of just sit down right here and sew. So I'm actually facing the quilt cabinet, and I have my sewing machine right here. I have a good space right here to actually put my quilt. And if I need to do some big quilting, I can actually just move everything around here to a bit further so that I can have more space for the quilts. Right. So let's talk about this corner right here. On the side of the corner right now, so it's actually facing, this is the where I sew, and this is behind me. So you always see this kind of a background, because I always record from this way. And I have two cabinets right up here. I think I store a lot of yarns in here. So these are my yarn stash. I don't knit or crochet a lot anymore, but I just still have kind of hard time to part with it. I kind of like wish I could actually have more time to do some more crochet and knits, because I love it. And then right here I also have, these are non-quilty stuff, but at the moment I'm actually keeping everything right there. Those are kids toys, old toys. Up there you can see some old toys as well. We don't have a storeroom just yet. We are thinking about kind of doing an extension for a storeroom. Maybe that will be moved, or maybe I should have a new sewing space as well. I don't know, whichever. And then up there I have two boxes which is labeled bag hardware.
It's easy for me whenever I'm making bags. I can just bring one of those down, and the other one is scrap bombing. All right, so let's talk about fabrics. Let's come closer. So on this corner right here, you can see that I have another mini quilt that I hang here. This is beautiful quilt. Was given to me by gotta like see it here. Yeah, so it's given to me by Peaceful Quilter, Georgia, USA. It was a swap that I made, and she made a beautiful rainbow quilt, which I love. These are circular appliques, and they are all in rainbow colors, just perfect for this position right here. I just love it. It just makes my sewing room pop, right? So I do have IKEA things here as well. So this is where I keep my glove. I keep all the things that I really need to just work on my machine right here, so it's easy for me to just grab it. And then I have some of the stuff as well. I also have my sew together bag, sometimes for hand sewing, and some of the other miscellaneous stuff that's hanging right here. And then at this corner here, this is my favorite corner as well. So over here I have a stack. So this is from IKEA as well. I think it's a DVD. It used to be a DVD, I think, when people used to have DVDs. I find this perfect for fat quarters. So I have a lot of fat quarters. I rarely buy big, large fabrics. It's hard for me to choose fabrics, so I really like buying fat quarters so that I can have a variety of prints. And I like scrappy things. So these are some of the low volumes that I have, and all the way down there, some of the ones that black ones. And on top over here, I have a pin cushion and a mushroom bowl, which is little mushroom cap. And it has this on top actually. So this one fits just nicely up there. This one fits just nicely up there. And then I have some of my Liberty prints. These are like for display and also for use. And I have a couple of jelly roll right here. And then I have Anna Maria Horner set right here. This is my eye candy. I loved all the colors by Anna Maria Horner. These are foils, and I love patting them, of course. And I have two frames here. These are painted by my sister. And then I have this thing that we can actually change. And on top of here, I have two shelves, and both of these shelves are filled with fabrics. So this one I try to actually keep kind of like a rainbowy theme. So over here I have some of Art Gallery fabrics, and we have some Robert Kaufman right there, Lizzie House, and Tulipings. And up here I have a plastic lace thing, and I have some of my favorite ones as well. It seems like it's not my color, but I do love these fabrics, and I think I just don't have a favorite, like a set of colors. I can just like love all kinds of fabrics. So this is one of it. This is actually by Fig Tree. I love their colors as well, even though I don't sew. I mean I sew with these colors, and I also sew with those colors. I'm not really that picky about fabrics. So these ones are from Liliella Boutiques, and some from Bonnie and Camille. I still have some more Bonnie and Camille, so that one goes right up there. And next to it I have a mini quilt up there. This one is also given to me by one of my friend in Canberra. It was a swap, and that one I made it myself, and this one is actually from Free Motion Quilting Little Hearts. So I have here next to the Anna Maria Horner is my serger. I do use this for, especially when I'm sewing garments. And I have some of the other stuff as well right here. I have my favorite tools to use when I'm sewing and making blocks, which is these design boards. I made these myself. I want to make more of different sizes, but I love these because they are sticky. They're made of batting, so when you put your cut pieces, they don't go around, and you need a lot of them if you're making a lot of blocks. So I love that.
And this one right here is my son's, my two kids' wardrobe. So I told you we are splitting in half, so this is where it goes. So half right here, this is a sewing space, and this is my kids' place, right? So right here I still have some more cubics which is filled with stuff. Down here I have some of the classic one. I rarely buy any more quilting books, although I do love it, but I think it's just that I don't have much space for them anymore. So I like to buy digital ones, though they are not as good to kind of like enjoy. I have some more right here, and some of my EPPs right here. So these are some of my EPP boxes, and then some of the miscellaneous stuff are all in this kind of box. So all these boxes are things that are rarely used and things that I sometimes need. So inside here I still have some more stash. These are Bonnie and Camille's. I love their fabrics too. So these are pre-cuts. So these are all sorted like Bonnie and Camille's sections, and some of them up there. These are larger yardage and some canvas. I have some quilting magazines right here, and then some more things that yardage of fabrics suitable for bags and all that other stuff. Alright, right here I have a lot more of those yardage. So I don't have much big ones. These are probably 1 yard, half yards, and most probably 2 yards. These are 2 yards. And yeah, some of these I'm out actually of backing fabrics. So this one is a backing fabric. I think it's about 3.5 yards or something. I'm out of them. This one is a vintage one. I love these ones. I used to actually go and look for these, but nowadays in Malaysia we don't have any places to actually look for vintage sheets. Down here are some more fabrics and some of the garment fabrics right down here. I don't sew garments much anymore, that's why it stays right at the bottom. And then we have some more fabrics on this corner. So this is, I think, a mix and match. I just like to put it sometimes right here. It's probably collections by collections. Okay, so that's it from the cubic space. That's how it looks like. And that's where I sew. And I have this little bin right here, which I find very useful. So I put that whenever I'm cutting anything and I don't need them, I put it right inside there, because I think it's really important to keep tidy after you sew. I learned it from the hard way, but yeah. So yeah. So I guess that's it for the little sewing tour. I hope you've enjoyed that. I love watching other people's sewing space, and I think during the last few weeks I've seen a lot of different spaces, and it's just nice to kind of like come to other people's spaces and see how they work, because sometimes it's similar things and sometimes we learn new things, and it's just nice to actually see that other people also have the same interests as you, and it's not just you who have a lot of fabrics. Alright, so I'll see you again next time. If you love this kind of video, make sure you click subscribe, because I'm hoping to actually become more consistent with this, but of course I'm expecting a baby. I don't want to put any pressure on myself, but I do hope to come up with some more videos in the future. So make sure you click subscribe, and also go on to my blog and also check out some of the things that I have for free on the blog. Bye bye.